Hey everyone. So I had a question come in from somebody about how do you know if it's mirroring a trauma response or the universe pushing you towards or away from something? First of all, I'm not a psychologist, therapist type of thing. This is just based on my experience and what I've experienced and what my guides also bring through as well. So mirroring is this idea that people you interact with are mirroring things to you that need healed, or that your state of reality, your state of consciousness, and this sort of thing. Um, First of all, they'll mirror the energy that you are, but keep in mind it's not all the time. These are some of those terms that and labels that kind of have absolutes tied to them in the spiritual community, and it's not an absolute. There are no absolutes. That's the thing. People forget that. There are no absolutes. Everything exists. And mirroring is one of these things where not everybody is mirroring your energy to you. Your energy can be in the most loving vibration ever, and somebody can come up and be extremely angry and negative towards you. You're not experiencing a mirror in that situation. You're experiencing somebody who is unhealed and going through a lot of trauma, and your response and reaction in a healed space of staying in a loving space and vibration is just showing you that you are healed and that they are not. They are not mirroring that you're unhealed or that you need work to do, that sort of thing. They're typically you're typically the mirror to them in that situation. And I feel like people forget that oftentimes not everyone is a mirror to us, but we can be a mirror to them. It doesn't always go both ways. And it depends on your state of healing, your state of reality, your state of being. Now, is it a trauma response or what I would say reaction, trauma reaction? That depends on the situation. For example, if somebody comes up to you and starts yelling at you and you start yelling back at them and you start coming into their energy, then you have healed work you need to deal with, potentially with trauma because of being yelled at in the ways that you interact with people. The things that we experience, the way to know if they're trauma responses are to look inside your heart and understand. My guides are giving me more information, like guiding this example, but to look inside your heart and understand and feel is what you're experiencing in your response, what you're experiencing in your response out of love. If you are reacting, if you are just reacting to somebody, a scenario, a situation, then you're going to feel that further down in your lower chakras. Most likely you probably won't feel it in your heart space. Your heart space is the love center. So the idea is, if you are trying to figure out if you're having a trauma response, feel into why. Take a step back, become the observer. Feel into why did you act that way? Did you respond or did you react? That whole word trauma response is actually a very terrible, terrible way of saying it, because it's not a response, it's a reaction. We react to trauma. We react based on trauma. We don't respond. Anytime you truly respond, you are an observer. You are able to see the whole, you know, game board, so to speak. All of the opinions, the situations, everything you're observing and you're learning, and you're going, okay, this is happening. This, I understand this person, why they're acting this way. I'm going to respond XYZ. And when you respond from love, you respond from your heart. You don't respond from lower chakra energy, which is anger, and those types of things. So the other one was the universe pushing us away or towards something. Now, that is a matter of your healing work. As you do healing work, you're going to come into conflict with those around you who are not doing their healing work. And so you have to be very aware in these situations of becoming the observer and understanding why people are reacting the way they are. reacting is the key word. So a lot of people ask, they'll be like, "Hey, is it me? Am I the one?" First of all, if you're asking the question, "Am I the one that's got the problem?" Chances are you're not. 9 times out of 10, if you're the one saying, "Am I the one that is the problem?" You're the one that's aware there's a problem. You're the one that's aware there's healing work going on. You're the one that's aware of this stuff and becoming the observer. So remember that as you're doing this work, and again, this is all based on my experience. This isn't, you know, from a I guess psychology type of scenario, but in my experience, when people start yelling at you or pushing against you, it's because or even trying to pull you back into their world. There are two things going on. One, there's an energetic push, like a magnetic push against them, because you're raising, you're healing. And as you heal, you're going to bring out awareness. You're going to become a mirror to them of what they haven't healed and what they don't have. I experienced this with friends. I had a group of friends who was always complaining to about like my situation and how I receive things, and the fact that I could uh, be in this space of freelancing and all this. And the more I healed, the more that pushed against them. The more I did that, the more that pushed against them. The more I became happy, the more they started saying, uh, he's changing, type of thing. He's changing. What's going on? I would hear these things and I'd be like, yeah, of course I'm changing. But because I'm changing and healing, as that happens, I'm bringing awareness to them. I become a mirror to them. They're not a mirror to me at that point. I'm a mirror to them of what is unhealed in them, showing them what is unhealed in them, which makes them reactive, makes them angry, jealous, hateful, all these different things. And so realize that as you go on the healing journey, it's about responding to people. The whole idea of mirroring trauma, the universe, we have to stop separating all of this stuff. Stop separating it into labels, defining it, and all of that. It creates confusion. I can't tell you how many times people have come out and been like, "I'm confused about the mirror topic. I'm confused about the twin topic, the trauma topic, all this other stuff." It comes down to one thing: become the observer. Step back, recognize what's going on in the situation, and respond with love. If you are able to do that, you will heal, you will observe, okay, hey, why did this person make me react with anger? Why did I feel anger when this person did XYZ? That's an observation that you have healing that needs to be done. And you go, okay, but you don't have to respond back to them with anger. You can feel it and recognize it and go, oh, I need to release this in a healthy way. I need to do XYZ to, exercise or whatever you do to release anger. And you can respond to the emotion and the person in a healthy way. You don't have to get into a battle with them. And then understand that when you get to a certain point that you're healed from all that and somebody comes up to you and they're angry, they're hateful, all this, they're not necessarily mirroring that you have work to do. You could be the mirror to them. And that's where it creates confusion, because people start thinking they're a mirror, everything's a mirror to them. It's like, no, sometimes people come to you because you're the mirror to them, to show them, hey, you have healing that needs to be done, and that sort of thing. You could argue they're a mirror in a sense of, this is what you could be, this is a reality you could exist in, type of thing. But for the most part, it all comes back to observing yourself, responding from a heart space, and healing when you observe that, oh, there is something that I need to have healed. Hopefully that helps. So I'm not sure I answered the question exactly, but that's what I would say: is get rid of the labels and just come back to observation and response, not reaction, and heal based off what you observe you need healed, and allow yourself to observe others as well with love.